Greetings. This is Hazrat Aisha, al-Mumineen Aisha, and Prophet Muhammad for Muslims. Goddess Radha and God Krishna for Hindus. Prophet Matthew, meaning Matthew from the Bible, and Joan of Arc for Christians and Jews. Your heads are spinning, right? Some of you, your heads are spinning when it comes to this information, when it comes to all this that's happening here on my channel. Because some of you are having a hard time wrapping your heads around this, while others of you are still too busy denying us, like you always do, like you've been doing for thousands of years, and mocking us and laughing at us because you're having a hard time digesting this truth. And also because this is the first of its kind. Nothing like this has happened before in history. This is the first time that something like this is happening. So, unfortunately, nobody is ready for this. The Muslims aren't ready for this. The Hindus aren't ready for this. The Christians and the Jews aren't ready for this. But it is still happening, regardless whether anyone's ready for it or not. Because we're back here to put an end to all this divisiveness, all this separation, all this hate between these different religions and the followers of these religions. And these are the mainstream religions on planet Earth. And because we are sick and tired of seeing all of you create all this divide, all this separation, all this hate in our names, in the prophets' names, in the messengers' names. We cannot allow all this to continue anymore. Not in our names, and not in God's name either. We cannot allow all of you to create all this division, all this separation, all this hate in the name of religion, and in particular in our names anymore. We will not allow this anymore. You will not create all this division, all this separation, all this hate towards your fellow human beings in our names. We will not allow this to continue anymore. Not in our names, not in God's name, and not in the name of religion either. Now, I'm going to share a little something from the holy books of these mainstream religions of Judaism, meaning Jews, Christianity, meaning Christians, Islam, meaning Muslims, and Hinduism, meaning Hindus. Now I'm going to share a little bit from the holy books of all these mainstream religions here on planet Earth. Now I'm going to start with the Muslim holy book Quran by sharing a verse from the Muslim holy book Quran. And then I'm going to connect that Quranic verse to the Bible. And Bible is obviously the holy book of Christians. And perhaps I can include Jews too, because there's both New Testament and Old Testament in the Bible. You know, the Torah is there as well in the Bible. And Bible is Injil for Muslims. And Torah is Torah for Muslims. And Muslims are to believe in all the holy books and in all the prophets that came before Prophet Muhammad. So, you Muslims need to pay attention to this too. And Hindus too. Because then I'm going to share something from Bhagavad Gita, which is a holy book or a holy scripture for Hindus. And of course, Bhagavad Gita is connected to Krishna. And it's got Krishna's teachings in it, the Bhagavad Gita. And this actually reminds me of a comment I received a couple of days ago underneath one of my videos. And it seems to have come from a Hindu. And he was saying something like, oh, you know, you shouldn't talk about other religions when you don't know anything about other religions. Well, at least I'm trying to get to know about other religions. What are you doing? You're not even trying to learn about other religions. You just want to stay stuck in your own little box of your own religion. Because you don't want to learn anything different. Seems to me you don't want to learn anything at all. Because you rather stay ignorant. But the irony here is, you rather stay ignorant because you don't want to learn anything different than your own religion. Or you don't want to learn anything at all, period. But the irony of the situation here is that you people think that you know it all already. And then some of you, or however many of you, have a problem learning from a woman. Because I'm a woman. Now this is from the Muslim holy book Quran, chapter 33, called the Confederates, or in Arabic it's called Al-Ahzab. And verse 69. So chapter 33, verse 69 says, O those who believed, be not like those who maligned Moses. Moses, who is Moshe for Jews, Moses for Christians, and who is Musa for Muslims. So this Quranic verse is saying, O those who believed, be not like those who maligned Moses or Moshe or Musa. God declared him innocent of what they said, and he had been well esteemed with God, which is Allah for Muslims, and Bhagwan or Ishwar for Hindus, I think, and God or the Holy Spirit for Christians and Jews. Well, the Holy Spirit expression is mainly connected with Christianity. But yeah. So what is this verse from the Quran saying? It's saying, be not like those who maligned Moses. But is this just about Moses? This is not just about Moses. This is about all the prophets and how all of us get maligned by the people, even by our own people. And not just maligned, as I said earlier. People deny us. People mock us. People laugh at us. People think we're crazy. People think all sorts of negative things about us. People assume, make assumptions about us when they don't know a thing about us. People lie deliberately, boldly, just lie on us. Make things up and just lie on us blatantly. On us prophets. And this has been going on for thousands of years too. This is nothing new either. When are you people going to change? You have been repeating this same behavior for thousands of years now. And now it's my turn to be denied, to be dismissed, to be mocked, to be laughed at, to be called crazy, and whatever else, people have been calling me behind my back. Some people have even been calling me names. I can pick up on that energetically and psychically. And if some people have been calling me a witch, then I guess that too, because that keeps coming to my mind right now too. So I'm being given that psychically and clairaudiently, telepathically too right now. People have been slandering me behind my back, and they don't know a thing about me. And that's defamation of character in law, in legal terms. But then again, that's another thing people do to us prophets and messengers. They character assassinate us. Character assassination. That's the modern term in this day and age. You defame us by slandering us, and you character assassinate us. You assassinate our character. You defame our character by slandering us, by lying on us, by making assumptions on us when you don't know a thing about us. And you don't even want to try and get to know us first. You just rather sit there and run your mouths without thinking. And without knowing the facts, or without knowing anything about us, without even trying to get to know us. You just want to assume things about us. You just want to lie. You just want to slander us. You just want to deny us. You just want to mock us. You just want to laugh at us. Call us names even. So whose character is showing? If this is your behavior towards us prophets and messengers, but also if this is your behavior, even just as you are, what kind of character you have then? Because this is showing your character. Your behavior is showing your character. Isn't it? Because this is what you have been doing. And this is how you have been behaving all throughout history for thousands of years and more now. Especially towards us prophets and messengers. And the real and true prophets and messengers of God. This is how you keep behaving towards us. This is what you keep doing to us for thousands of years now. And going back to this verse from the Quran, where it says, be not like those who maligned Moses. So be not like those who maligned the prophets. Not just Moses. Moses was just one of the prophets. I'm talking about all the prophets here, because this is what goes on with all of the prophets. Every time a prophet and a messenger comes to you, this is how you behave towards us. This is what you do to us. This is how you treat us, or mistreat us, shall I say. And we're not going to sit here and turn the other cheek anymore. Because this is Judgment Day, which is Qiyamah or Qayamat for Muslims. And so this kind of behavior and mistreatment of prophets and messengers is under judgment right now. You are all under judgment right now. And this kind of behavior from you and how you're mistreating me is all under judgment right now. Your behavior, your actions, anything that comes out of your mouth, and anything you leave in my comment section, that's negative. That's hateful. That's disrespectful. It's all under judgment. You and your behavior, and all of you are under judgment right now. Because as I said, we're going through the Judgment Day, which is Qiyamah or Qayamat for Muslims. Oh, and it's Kali Yuga times, or the Kali Yuga age for Hindus and Buddhists, which is the same as Judgment Day for Hindus and Buddhists. But, well, you know, I haven't experienced a Buddhist come up to me and disrespect me. It's mainly been Jews, Christians, Muslims, and Hindus. When are you going to see the errors of your own ways? When are you going to see your own behavior? When are you going to see your own character? It's been thousands of years that you've been repeating this kind of behavior, especially towards us prophets and messengers. When are you going to see your own behavior? When are you going to see your own character, your own shortcomings? When are you going to judge yourselves? When are you going to look at your own behavior, at your own character, before you judge me? Or more like misjudge me. Because what? You think you are all holier than thou? Well, think again. Because I'm here to show you the mirror, to show you your own behavior, to show you your own character, or the lack of it, and reflect back to you your own behavior. You want to judge me? I will judge you back. As I said, I'm not going to sit here and turn the other cheek. We're not doing that anymore. We've had enough of it. We've had enough of all of you mistreating us for thousands of years now. And you still won't stop doing that to us. Thousands of years later. And some people leaving comments saying, I'm angry, when they have no idea what I've been going through day in and day out for years now. And then I have to listen to these abusive, negative, disrespectful comments on top of it from everyone else out there. If they were walking in my shoes for years, they would be more than angry. And only then they would understand my anger, which is righteous anger. It's justified. My anger is justified. My anger is righteous anger. But These people wouldn't understand that until they've been walking in my shoes for years and been going through what I've been going through day in and day out, night in and night out for years. They wouldn't understand unless they've been going through what I've been going through. And then don't tell me that, oh, you never get angry or that you've never been angry in your life. Please. Everyone gets angry when they are put in a situation, especially if the situation just continues on, year after year, day after day, night after night, week after week, month after month, year after year, for years. Anyone else, if they've been going through what I've been going through for years now, they would be more than angry. A lot worse than angry. And then, the last couple of videos, I've been picking up on angry birds, let's say. People who have been angry at me behind the scenes. And they think that I wouldn't pick up on that energy, that I wouldn't pick up on their anger towards me, that I wouldn't pick up on their thoughts, angry thoughts towards me and what they want to do to me. Think again, because I can pick up on that energy psychically, clairaudiently, clairvoyantly, clairsentiently. All those clairs, all those psychic abilities that these people don't even know about, they have no clue about. And these are supposedly religious people believing in their prophets. But they have no idea that their prophets were psychic, that their prophets had all these psychic abilities that I'm mentioning, that I have too. And they don't understand a thing about it. They don't understand that I can pick up on their thoughts about me. That I can pick up if they're calling me names. Or if they're being angry towards me. I can pick up on that energetically, psychically, clairaudiently, clairvoyantly. And what they want to do to me. So you want to make me look bad. You want to say that I'm angry. When I'm sure you've been angry in your life too. Or you get angry too when a situation calls for it. Or when you go through something. And then all these other people that I've been picking up on energetically and clairaudiently and clairvoyantly and psychically getting angry at me. And then you think you're holier than thou? If I'm getting angry, then you are all getting angry too. All right, then I guess we can all just get angry together. How about that? And all these people who are still mocking me and laughing at me, I can pick up on that too. I've been picking up on that too. You think I'm not picking up on you mocking me and laughing at me? Other than the ones who are leaving comments and laughing at me. But the ones who I'm picking up on energetically, psychically, clairaudiently, just laughing at me. I guess you're gonna laugh your way to hell, to purgatory for Jews and Christians, Jahannam or Jahannam or Barzakh or Dozakh for Muslims, and Nark for Hindus. Alright then, that's your choice. That's your free will choice. Keep laughing at me and laugh all the way to hell. And then there was some Muslim man who left a comment calling me a crackhead and that I was on drugs. And then another Muslim man left a comment calling me a drunk. Like, these are false accusations. This is defamation of character in legal terms, in law. And these are assumptions. You people are assuming things about me when you don't even know a thing about me. And of course, there's all sorts of projections going on too, because what? You're projecting onto me what you yourselves might be doing? You could be drug addicts or crackheads and on drugs. And you're projecting that onto me. You could be drunks and alcoholics, and you're projecting that onto me. Or just making false accusations and just making assumptions and assuming things about me when you don't even know a thing about me. And you're not even trying to get to know me. You just want to make assumptions about me. And what does that show me about your behavior? And what does that show me about your character? And your ignorance, and how ignorant you are, and how you don't want to learn any better. Even now, after thousands of years have gone by, and possibly more. And you people are still repeating the same behavior for thousands of years now. Especially with us prophets, especially with us true and real prophets of God. So now let's connect that verse from the Muslim holy book Quran that I just shared earlier to the Bible, which is Injil for Muslims, and the Old Testament of the Bible, the books of Moses, who is Moshe for Jews, Moses for Christians, Musa for Muslims, and it's the Torah, which is Torah for Muslims. And how people treated Moses. Or shall I say, mistreated Moses. I'm just going to read a few things off of Google here quickly. And unlike most other people, I do learn about other religions, So, and also because my soul, my spirit, my ruh, my atma has incarnated and reincarnated in these other religions as well. Now let's read about Moses or Moshe or Musa for a minute here. Here on Google, it's saying, in addition to Pharaoh's scorn, Moses' own people abuse him for the troubles they believe he has brought upon them. So Moses' own people abuse him for the troubles they believe he has brought upon them. Now, this is from Exodus 17:4. Moses, according to Exodus 17:4, cries out to God, fearfully exclaiming that the people are on the verge of stoning him. So Moses was trying to save people's lives and to get them to safety and away from oppression, from the Pharaoh's oppression. And this is how they were repaying him. This is how they were treating him in return. And here's an article on Google saying, Moses, the unwanted deliverer. Yeah, isn't that what's going on with me too? I'm feeling like I'm unwanted too. But isn't that what happens to all of us, true and real prophets of God? So it's saying here, Moses was misunderstood, disregarded, and maligned. His contemporaries accused him of unimaginable evil, and his descendants continue to ignore his words. Yet, prior to the coming of Christ, meaning Jesus, who is Yeshua for Jews, Jesus for Christians, and Isa for Muslims, yet prior to the coming of Christ, he was the prophet and deliverer par excellence, or per excellence, however that's pronounced. So isn't that what's happening to me too now? Isn't that what happens to all of us prophets, the true and real prophets of God? As I said, it's not just Moses. This has been happening for thousands of years, going back thousands of years to all the true and real prophets of God. Before Moses even. The prophets that came before Moses. And then of course Moses. And then Jesus. And then Muhammad. And now it's my turn. And now it's me. And now I am being treated, or shall I say mistreated, in the same way by people. And here it's saying sins of gossip, maligning, jealousy, pride, and rebellion held up the children of Israel. But this isn't just about the children of Israel. This is the behavior coming from all of you. All of you who are supposedly holier than thou, also religious, also godly, going on about your prophets all the time, whether it's Moses or whether it's Jesus or whether it's Muhammad or whether it's Krishna. But look at your own behavior. Look at how you've been treating us for thousands of years now, and look at how you're treating me now in this day and age again, or shall I say as usual, as always. Continuing the same behavior, the same mistreatment towards me now too, in this day and age. And of course, there's been gossip behind my back. You know, you think I don't know? Gossip, slander, defamation of character, lies being told on me, which is nothing new. This has been repeating. This kind of behavior from people has been repeating for thousands of years when it comes to us prophets, the real prophets. And so this is what's going on still in this day and age too, towards me too. This is how people are treating or mistreating me too. Now, like all of you want to judge me, judge my behavior, judge my character, or more like misjudge because you don't know a thing about me and you don't even want to get to know me. You just want to make assumptions about me. You just want to gossip and slander and defame my character and lie on me behind my back. So then this is what you're going to get from me too. I'm going to give you the same energy back. I'm going to show you the mirror. I'm going to show you your behavior, your character, your actions towards me. What your behavior is like, what your character is like, what your actions are like. And what you are like. Because let's keep it fair. Because all of you are not just going to keep judging me and keep getting away with it. I'm going to judge you back. How about that? Two can play that game. And of course, people maligned Moses as a charlatan and impostor because of their own ignorance. And isn't that what people are doing to me too now? All of these things. And why? Because people are still ignorant. Even after thousands of years have passed, you people are still living in ignorance, and you still don't want to learn any better. Oh, and here's another article on Google, and it's saying, we are not told how angry Moses was. So you think I'm the only prophet or messenger to be angry, or to have righteous anger, or to display righteous anger? No. Now we're, talking about Moses here and him being angry. Righteously so. Here it says, we are not told how angry Moses was with the grippers, but it becomes very apparent that the Lord was furious. This is from Numbers 11, verses 1 to 3. It says he was so angry that he sent fire along the edges of the camp and consumed the complainers. This is from the Exodus. Yeah. The book of Exodus, but of course this is being recounted in the book of Numbers too. But yeah, continuing the history of Israel from the point where the book of Genesis leaves off, and then Exodus, or the book of Exodus, recounts the Egyptian oppression of Jacob's ever-increasing descendants and their miraculous deliverance by God through Moses, who led them across the Red Sea to Mount Sinai, where they entered into a covenant with the Lord. Yes, this is about the Exodus. The book of Exodus is the second book of the Bible. It is a narrative of the Exodus of the Israelites leaving slavery in biblical Egypt. Yeah, so going back to how angry Moses was, he was so angry that he sent fire along the edges of the camp and consumed the complainers. These scriptures record this on at least two other occasions, in Deuteronomy 9:22 and Psalm 78:17. Certainly Moses had with him a rebellious nation full of unbelief. Yeah. Just like people are not believing me now. I mean, it's the same thing repeating with me now too. That has already been repeating for thousands of years with all of us prophets and messengers, true and real prophets and messengers of God. And people not believing us. Like, how many more thousands of years are you people going to keep repeating this behavior towards us? And then we can't even be angry? We can't even display righteous anger? With all of this going on for thousands of years, we have all the right to be angry and display righteous anger. Oh, this is interesting. This is an interesting point. It's saying here, something about spiritual meekness, but it's saying here, Moses's meekness wasn't a character of timidity, or him being timid, or letting other people run over him. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm doing too. I'm not gonna let all of you run over me as you may wish. And it's coming back to me now. You know, people, and especially Muslims, making comments like, oh, I'm a crackhead, or I'm on drugs, and oh, I'm a drunk, or I'm an alcoholic. Like, what are you even basing this on? Why are you falsely accusing me of these things? What are you basing this on? What's the basis of these assumptions? I don't know. All I can think of is that maybe, I don't know, maybe because I have dark circles and eye bags under my eyes. And because I don't, most of the time, or actually nearly all of the time, I don't put on any makeup. And so what? Are you basing that on my looks or how rough I look in my videos? And so you want to assume that I could be on drugs, or I'm a crackhead, or I'm an alcoholic and I'm a drunk? Because of that? When you have no idea what I've been going through day in, day out, night in, night out for years now, of all the spiritual warfare I've been going through for years now, and still to this day I'm under spiritual attack every day, every night. I'm fighting with the devil, with dark spirits even being sent at me. You have no idea what I've been going through for years, and what I'm still going through day in and day out, night in and night out, with spiritual warfare. I'm sure most of you don't even know what that is. You don't even know what spiritual warfare is. When all the prophets have been going through spiritual warfare, all the real and true prophets, yes, we all have to go through spiritual warfare. Moses went through it. All the prophets before Moses went through it. Jesus went through it. Muhammad went through it. And now I'm going through it. And you want to sit there and call me a crackhead and a druggie and an alcoholic and a drunk, when you have no idea what I've been going through for years, and what I'm still going through day in and day out, and night in and night out, just with spiritual warfare, with the devil and the dark side, with all the black magic, spell work attacks, every day and every night, and with all the devils and major devils and dark entities and dark spirits being sent at me, and me having to fight them too, on top of all the black magic attacks. Of course I look rough. Of course I have bags or dark circles under my eyes, because I haven't even been able to sleep properly for years because of all this spiritual warfare that I've been going through for years, and still am. Every day, every night. It hasn't stopped. And some of it is coming from you so-called godly and religious people. Since when did God tell you that it was okay to do black magic and play around with the devil and dark entities and dark spirits? Since when did God tell you that that was okay? Which God are you worshipping? Who's telling you to do all this? Or who's making you think and believe that doing all that is okay? Which God are you worshipping then? Now going back to Moses, and this is obviously from the book of Exodus and the Exodus journey. There's an article here. It's saying all the congregation of the people of Israel moved on from the wilderness of sin according to the commandment of the Lord and camped at Rephidim, but there was no water for the people to drink. Therefore the people quarreled with Moses and said, "Give us water to drink." And Moses said to them, "Why do you quarrel with me?" Isn't that what people are doing to me too? It's almost like that. Why do you test the Lord or God? But the people thirsted there for water, and the people grumbled against Moses and said, "Why did you bring us up out of Egypt? To kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst?" So Moses cried to God, "What shall I do with this people?" And that's the stage where I am at too, after going through all this persecution for years now. Like, this is my new channel that I started last year, but I had another channel that I was doing this work on before this channel for 5 years. And I was getting persecuted on my old channel too. And also, of course, it was taken down maliciously because of the same reason too. But this is the thing. And then Moses is asking God, "What shall I do with this people?" And I'm at the same stage now. I'm like, what shall I do with this people, or with these kind of people who don't even want to listen to me? And the fact that I'm not a man and that I'm a woman, people have a problem with listening to a woman, even more so than listening to a man. People have a problem with listening to a woman, especially men, and especially misogynistic men. And they can be found in all religions. So Moses was like, Moses was asking God, "What shall I do with these people? Or with these kind of people?" And I'm at the same stage now. And then Moses is saying, "What shall I do with this people, or with these people? They are almost ready to stone me." They were almost ready to stone Moses to death. And isn't that what you do to all of us prophets? The true prophets and the real prophets of God and Allah and Bhagwan. Though in Hinduism, it's more like gods and goddesses. Hindus have that instead of prophets and messengers, but it's the same thing. Those gods and goddesses are prophets and messengers. And I've been instructed to say God-like instead of gods and goddesses. But, God-like. But then again, that's, another thing to talk about another time. But like, this is your behavior. This is the people's behavior. This is your behavior. This is your actions towards us prophets and messengers, the true and real prophets of God. This is how you treat us. This is how you've been treating us for thousands of years. And now it's my turn. Now you're treating me like this in this day and age. And then you want to sit there and judge me? Have you looked at your own behavior? Have you looked at your own actions? Have you looked at yourselves and what you say and what you do and how you behave and how you've been behaving towards me and what you've been saying to me and what you've been doing against me? Behind the scenes even, not just in my comment section, but behind the scenes even, thinking that I wouldn't know about it. I have all the right to be mad and angry, damn it. If only you were walking in my shoes, you will know, and then you will understand my anger, my righteous anger, that's justified anger. And I'm not the only one, and I'm not the first one. There's a lot that has been omitted and deleted and destroyed when it comes to the holy books, or just plain corrupted and distorted, and a lot added to by men influenced by the devil and by men who were false prophets of the devil, which has nothing to do with God or Allah or Bhagwan, and nothing to do with the prophets either. Like, people have been trying to kill me through black magic and trying to sacrifice my soul to the devil. And I'm supposed to sit here and what? Not display any anger at all? When that's what I've been going through for years now, and I'm still going through day in, day out, night in, night out. I'm under spiritual attack through black magic, through death magic. People still trying to kill me through black magic and sending major devils and dark entities and dark spirits at me that I'm having to fight even in my sleep and in my dream state even, and even in my waking state, even when I'm awake. Of course I have all the right to be mad and angry and to display righteous anger, because this is what I've been going through for years, and I'm still going through every day, every night. And you people have no idea. You just want to sit there and assume things about me and slander me and defame my character and lie on me, and then go and do black magic and death magic on me to kill me and sacrifice my soul to the devil. Some of you, if not all of you. And I'm not even supposed to have any anger? I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. Of course, I feel angry going through all of this for years. And even now, every day, every night. It's been a very long time that I've been going through all this. And then, these people coming into my comment section and disrespecting me and leaving disrespectful comments and assuming things about me and calling me names and calling me things that and assuming things about me and saying things that I'm not even doing, lying on me, slandering me, defaming my character, which is defamation of character. How many times do I have to repeat myself? These are false accusations. These are lies. This is slander. This is defamation of character that you're doing to me. Whether you're doing it in my comment section for everyone to see and witness, or whether you're doing it behind my back, behind closed doors, which you think I wouldn't know about. But God is watching you all doing that and saying all that you say and even thinking everything you're thinking about me. And then I do pick up on some of it, at least, psychically, energetically, clairaudiently, clairvoyantly. I'm sure you don't even know what all that is. And then you want to sit there and act like you know everything? You want to act like the know-it-all? And this is where I'm going to share something from Bhagavad Gita here now. Right, this is from Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 7 verse 16 says, O best among the Bharatas, Arjuna, in brackets, 4 kinds of pious men render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute. And this is from Bhagavad Gita. And this is Krishna's teachings. And where he's saying, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute. Now, who is the absolute? Who is Krishna referring to? Now, here on Google, there's a definition of who is the absolute, on who is the absolute. It says, in philosophy, often specifically metaphysics, the absolute in most common usage is a perfect, self-sufficient reality that depends upon nothing external to itself. In theology, which would be religion, the term is also used to designate the supreme being. And who is the supreme being? The supreme creator, who in religious terms and religious people know that supreme being or the supreme creator as God, as Allah, as Bhagwan. And for, Christians, they also use the expression the Holy Spirit for that too. So going back to Bhagavad Gita, and where it's saying, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute. Now here is my question to all of you who has survived this whole hour, because, this has become an hour-long video here, but I'm going to finish it here. But where in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute. Now here's my question to all of you. How many of you are searching for the knowledge of the absolute? Or even want to? Or do you have any desire to even? Do you? Or do you think you already know it all? Do you? I don't think so. Do you have any desire to get to know God, Allah, Bhagwan, the Holy Spirit? Do you have any desire to get to know your own soul, your own spirit, your own ruh, your own atma even? Do you? Or do you just want to sit there and continue to attack me? Is that all you want to do with your lives and with your time? To hate me, disrespect me, and attack me? Instead of having a desire to learn the truth about God, about Allah, about Bhagwan, about your own soul, your own spirit, your own ruh, your own atma, even. The choice is yours because you've been given free will choice by God. So the choice is yours. What do you want to do? Or do you really want to sit there and think you know it all already? And that there's nothing more to know, there's nothing more to learn. And that you know God, you know Allah, you know Bhagwan. You're not even aware of your own soul inside your own bodies. How can you know God? How can you know Allah? How can you know Bhagwan? And how can you know the prophets and messengers even? I'm going to leave it there for this one. Over and out.